They often would be as poorly dressed, as disheveled as the patient. It was, and as I said, the lack of training at that time was really, you just couldn't figure out how in the world they were running these places. And you never would have thought they were hospitals. They simply were not hospitals. You know, hospitals you envisioned kind of spick and span, very clean. The nurses and doctors, the nurses, if there were, nowadays I guess they don't wear uniforms anymore, but at that time they did, always sparkling clean. Well, that was not the way with these hospitals. In addition, because they were so short of staff, they used patients for most of the work around the place. And of course, they also said this is therapy. Well, I think with therapy, you need also to have guidance and training and direction. This was not that kind of therapy. This was just work. The first series, of course, did make a tremendous impact in the state. It was like opening up the doors and saying, here's what you've got here. You've got people who have they may be in a hospital that's quite remote from their own homes and their own families. And many of them had been there for years, literally for years. They came there maybe in their teens and would die there. And many times the family, after all those years, just completely lost touch. So they had no visitors. It was, you should know that after that first series, I mean, I used to wake up in the night really with nightmares. I could smell the hospitals in my hair, I mean, as I moved my head. I took the clothes that I had worn in the hospital, had them cleaned, still couldn't stand them, sent them out. Because there was a very definite odor connected with these places. And it's just there all the time. But the second series was, you could see what can happen when money is appropriated and when people are alerted to the fact that you need good staff, you need trained staff, and the hospitals, they had improved. They had improved. It was really, it was a wonderful thing to see, even though you knew they still had a long way to go. They were still short of staff. The training programs were just beginning. And then there was, many people were beginning to think that this was not the place for a lot of these people anyway. That the kind of care that they should have should be much closer to home.